You're watching Face Off at 9 with me, Sanket Upadhyay. All the latest news and updates first and fast right here on CNN News 18. A look at the headlines that we are tracking on top of 9 p.m. India's top batsmen crumble in the Champions Trophy final as Pakistan inches closer to claim the crown. Another news, the chaos in Darjeeling now continues for 7 days. Mamata Banerjee and the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha refuse to budge as the centre appeals for peace. Tragic news from Bihar. A minor is gang raped and thrown off a moving train. She now battles for her life in a hospital. But first, we'll begin with some good news. A Jet Airways flight flying from Saudi Arabia to India had a surprise guest at 35,000 feet. After the jet unexpectedly turned into a labour room. That's right. An expectant mother welcomed her newborn while somewhere over the Arabian Sea with the help of the cabin crew and a co-passenger who was a nurse. The newborn has now been granted citizenship of the Jet Airways kingdom, with the airlines giving the little child a lifetime of free flights. So this is a rare phenomenon. You don't get to hear stories like this quite often. This is a bit of a good news for the day, where a baby was born mid-air, flying somewhere over the Arabian Sea. We've got Nagarjun joining us with all the latest. Nagarjun, it's not quite often that we get to hear of stories like this. Nagarjun, can you hear me? All right, we'll try going back to Nagarjun in just a short moment from now. But this incident, in fact, was reported only about 2 hours ago, where we got information that there was a woman who was expecting and her water broke, and eventually the delivery happened mid-air. Nagarjun is now, I believe, still on the phone line with us. Nagarjun, if you can hear me, it's not every day that you hear of miracles like this.
Well, definitely. In fact, the whole Jet Airways crew are excited that, this doesn't happen even once in a decade, even more than a decade, and it's called a miracle baby. And now what we're hearing is that the baby is completely doing fine with the mother, and the family has been informed. And this baby was born at 35,000 feet today, and there were around 162 guests on the flight today. It's 9W569 Daman to Kochi, and it's a great news for Jet Airways. Because it's never happened, and they're treating the baby like a royal baby because it's been delivered today on the midday flight. We hardly get to hear such great stories of even the airline crew working together and helping the family to deliver the baby.
Now, what are you hearing, Naga, from the crew at this moment? Those anxious moments, what actually happened? I mean, did they have a gynecologist on board? I think there were about 162 passengers.
Well, yeah, we are yet to hear about the procedure as to how exactly it happened. The Jet Airways, as of now, has only released a statement about what exactly happened, but they haven't given out details as to was it a doctor who held them, or was it just the crew who took care of, or was it co-passengers on board that helped the whole procedure. So we are not yet to confirm about what the procedure happened, but the only thing we got to hear this was because of the press release given out by Jet Airways that a big, great story coming out from the airline sector that a miracle baby born mid-air this afternoon on Jet Airways flight from Daman to Kochi.
Absolutely. Naga, many thanks for joining us with this good news of the day. Another good news that we are happy to get for our viewers on Face Off at 9. The Indian hockey team has thrashed Pakistan 7-1 at the ongoing Hockey World League semi-finals to register their biggest ever win against their arch-rivals. Now ranked 6th in the world to Pakistan's 13th, the Indians were in cruise control at the halfway stage itself, going 3-0 and further up, and then adding 4 more goals in the second half. Harmanpreet Singh, Akashdeep Singh and Talwinder Singh scored 2 goals each, while Pradeep Moore contributed with 1 goal. For Pakistan, Mohammad Umar Bhutta scored the lone goal. India are now top of their group after 3 wins in their opening 3 matches. Ayaz Memon now joins us with all the latest. Ayaz, for all the disappointment that comes by way of cricket, I think this is a bit of good news and worth celebrating.
Oh, absolutely. I think the kind of form that the Indian hockey team has shown is quite remarkable. Actually, cricket has been, so high profile that hockey has been under the radar, and the progress that the team has made has not perhaps got the attention it should have. But they've shown how good they can be, and a victory against arch rivals Pakistan is always sweet, and sweeter still, I think, considering what's been happening in the cricket. So all said, it's been a Sanket, pretty good Sunday for Indian sport. Because Kidambi Shrikant has won the Indonesian Open in badminton. The hockey team has won. Of course, we're getting a drubbing in cricket, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh, absolutely. But, talking about hockey, can you please tell us a little about how the odds were stacked, in this particular match? Because, as you rightly said, not many people are following hockey on a day like today.
Well, look, I think India have been playing better hockey than Pakistan in the recent past. So, I mean, that's clearly well known. But even so, a 7-1 margin is very emphatic. It shows how India is progressing rapidly. The attempt is to regain at least a spot which could earn you a podium place sometime in the near future. So from number 6, it's a steady climb up. It can't be a spectacular climb up because the competition keeps getting tougher and tougher. But if you go from 6th to 5th and 5th to 4th, obviously that is dramatic progress, considering at one stage we had slipped to 12th place.
Absolutely, Ayaz. Many thanks for joining us, and you can go back to watching that cricket match where I believe we've lost yet another wicket. The score is about 152 for 7 at this moment. Sticking to some other disturbing news now. We're getting reports from Darjeeling now, which is on the edge. The tourist paradise of Darjeeling has been in turmoil for 7 long days, and there seems to be no signs of it letting up. Internet has been blocked in Darjeeling for 24 hours now. The ban was placed to curb rumour mongering on social media. This after the protesting GJM took out a massive rally today with the bodies of 3 supporters who were killed in the protests. The party has imposed a 12-hour-long bandh in the area. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has said that the government would not sit for talks with the GJM until they withdraw the bandh. On the other hand, the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, in fact, is insisting it will only talk to the centre. Basically, they do not want to consider Mamata Banerjee as an interested party in this case. Prema Rajaram now joins us with all the latest. Prema, how is this going to play out? The fact that, the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha does not even want to consider even a discussion with Mamata Banerjee.
Absolutely. In fact, the situation is already tense and is set to get tense if the GGM does not consider holding talks with the state government and is determined to just hold talks with the centre, not a tripartite discussion. So now we'll have to see what the GGM's next step is going to be. Tomorrow we are expecting a peace rally at 6 in the evening. Today as well, we saw a rally being taken out with the 3 bodies of the GGM workers who were killed in clashes between security forces and the GGM yesterday. Today there was also a library in Kalimpong that was torched in the hills. So that is the situation at this point in time. Internet services have been disrupted to curb mongering, and that is expected to continue even tomorrow. ATMs and banks are shut. Life is paralyzed in the hills. So the GGM now, for them, it is a call that they have to take, and the ball is in their court. The government, from their end, they are the security forces are there. They're keeping a tight watch on the situation and trying to curb the situation, trying to restore peace. We've also seen that Home Minister Rajnath Singh has urged for a peace to be restored in the hills. So that's the situation right now in the hills as we speak. Back to you.
Prema, what about the law and order situation there in Darjeeling? Just describe to us what is the latest on that front.
Well, today there was a peace rally. There was a rally by the GGM which went peacefully. But we will have to see whether tomorrow's peace rally will be a peace rally or whether there will be any tension that escalates. But what we saw on Saturday was cross-firing between security personnel, though it has not been called cross-firing from the government side, but that is what the GGM calls it. There were clashes between the GGM and the security personnel, where even we saw media persons being caught in that. So the GGM now stepping down from the demand of a separate statehood even as the security personnel is keeping a tight watch. When we're talking about the security personnel, we're talking about the ZAP, we're talking about the central forces, state forces, as well as the army being deployed in the hills to take control of the situation. Back to you.
Prema, many thanks for joining us and getting us all the updates. Prema is going to get us more updates as far as the developing situation in Darjeeling is concerned. Now, Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh has also tweeted appealing for peace in Darjeeling. He tweeted, and I quote, "I appeal to the people living in Darjeeling and nearby areas to remain calm and peaceful. Nobody should resort to violence. In a democracy like India, resorting to violence would never help in finding a solution. All concerned parties and stakeholders should resolve their differences and misunderstanding through dialogue in an amicable environment," unquote. And CNN News 18 Zaka Jacob spoke to the General Secretary of the Gorkha Janmukti Party, Roshan Giri, who said that the GJM was not responsible for the violence in the hills but blamed it on anti-social elements.
35 police personnel have been injured. They are saying that activists of the GJM, your organization, were responsible for that. I want your comments on that.
There was a Dundee march, and
Okay.
our supporters from all the corners of Darjeeling Hills, they were going to Patlebas, the headquarter of Gorkha Janmukti Morcha office. And there was indiscriminate lathi charge, and after that firing, where 4 supporters died. Some miscreant, they may have entered in the peaceful demonstration, but I don't think that the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha is responsible for the ongoing violence.
So then who is?
It
if
is the
if the
handiwork of
GJM
some
is not,
elements
then who is responsible?
who want to malgene the image of Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. These are anti-social elements who want to malgene the image of Gorkha Janmukti Morcha.
You are just randomly saying anti-social elements. Who are these anti-social elements?
Now that police has to find, not the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. Central government should intervene. There should be a political dialogue at the central level, and dialogue should be on the demand of Gorkha land.
No, your leader is not in Darjeeling, sir. If he's in Darjeeling, then he's not showing up.
No. But he is in Darjeeling.
No. Why is he in hiding? What is he afraid of? What is he running away from?
No, he is not running.
There are accusations that you are doing this like an agent of the BJP, an agent of the central government.
That is not true. We are going ahead with a very democratic movement for Gorkha land. It's for Gorkha land. We are doing all this.
Okay.
It's not to appease BJP and the central government.
What the government, TMC-led government has done is, they have not really succeeded in curbing this demand for Gorkha land. The battle we are fighting against the state government, to me, is an uneven battle. Look at the forces that she's using. And what do we have? We don't have anything. What is surprising for me is that the centre has not said any word on this.
And now for some shocking news from Bihar. A minor was gang raped in Lakhisarai. The young girl was then thrown off a moving train. Her ordeal did not end there, in fact. When she rushed to the Patna Medical College for treatment, it turned out that the hospital didn't even have a bed or enough blood for her treatment. It was only after the story was highlighted by the media that adequate arrangements were made. The victim is now battling for her life.
भवानी कुमार हमको घर पर बुलाया 11 बजे रात में, या हम तुमसे शादी कर लेंगे। जब हम उसके घर पर गए तो मेरे साथ वो बलात्कार किया। बलात्कार के बाद वो अपने माँ को जगाया कि माँ देखो मनीषा अपने मन से अपने घर पर चली आई है। फिर हम अपना घर वापस चले आए। मेरी माँ चली गई थी बड़ी पालने के लिए चाचा के घर में। हमको अकेले देखकर भवानी शंकर कुमार बाथरूम जो शौचालय था उसमें बंद कर दिया और किरासन तेल छीट कर आग लगा दिया। आग लगाने के बाद हल्ला हुआ तो वहाँ से हमको सब लेकर के सदर हॉस्पिटल इलाज के लिए आए हैं।
Prabhakar Kumar now joins us with all the latest. Prabhakar, any response from the police?
Yeah, not only the police, but the government has responded on this particular story, which was aired on the Network 18, first aired on Network 18 actually, and the Chief Minister has taken a cognizance of it, and a high-level inquiry has been ordered. The DGP has formed a special team to inquire into this matter. The lady, the girl, she is in Patna Medical College Hospital undergoing treatment, and this incident happened actually at the Lakhisarai railway station when this girl was allegedly gang raped, and then she was thrown at the railway station. And when she was brought to Patna for the further treatment, for the medical treatment, she was not even given bed there, and she was lying on the floor, and she was being treated over there. When we got to know about it, we sent our teams, and then finally the government swung into action. The inquiry has been ordered, and as we are hoping, as we have been assured, that very soon all the arrests would be made.
You know, Prabhakar, on one hand, we report, this can be seen as a story of crime, and that too a heinous one at that. And the other is a case of apathy, absolute apathy.
Exactly. I mean, whenever this incident like this happens, it is indeed disturbing. It's a incident of crime of a very, very serious nature, I would say. And whosoever is involved in this, whosoever is culprit, should not be allowed to escape. But the government's reaction to this whole thing is actually something very sad to be sad about, because the way this lady was treated at the Patna Medical College Hospital when she was brought here for the medical treatment, the way doctors refused to attend to her, she was not given a bed, she was lying on the floor. And when we started hearing this, then finally the government swung into action, and then she was immediately admitted, the doctors attended her, and now the special team has been formed actually to inquire into this incident, the alleged gang rape, and the way she was actually thrashed at the Lakhisarai railway station. But it was all after the media intervened into it. The government on its own did not do it.
Okay. Prabhakar, many thanks for joining us at this moment. So a case of a heinous crime and then criminal apathy on the part of the establishment. Moving on now, according to the government sources, the BJP Parliamentary Board is likely to meet the day after, on 20th of June, to zero in on a presidential nominee. Government sources say that Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has reached out to the TMC and the BJD. BJP President Amit Shah met Shiv Sena leader Uddhav Thackeray in Mumbai as part of his national tour. Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu also met Jan Shakti Party Chief Ram Vilas Paswan. NDA has decided to file their nomination on the 23rd, a day before Prime Minister Modi leaves for his US trip. Stopping for a short break at this moment, news and updates are going to continue on Face Off on the other side. Welcome back. Samajwadi Party leader has stirred up a controversy after alleging that Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti was hand in glove with terrorists. Let's listen in to what he said.
हमारा मानना जब तक महबूबा वहाँ शांति नहीं हो सकती, क्योंकि महबूबा के खुद ही रिश्ते आतंकवादियों से हैं। 5-6 पुलिस वाहन शहीद हुए, महबूबा को वहाँ नहीं जाना चाहिए, उनके मंत्रियों को नहीं जाना चाहिए, उनकी चिताओं पे कोई आदमी नहीं कश्मीर सरकार का गया। मेरा आज भी मानना है महबूबा की सरकार को बर्खास्त करना चाहिए। बीजेपी अगर राष्ट्रवादी बनती तो उसको समर्थन वापस लेना चाहिए, तभी वहाँ शांति स्थापित हो सकती।
भाजपा कश्मीर में नापाक गठबंधन बनाने के लिए तमाम नीति सिद्धांतों को त्याग चुकी है। उनका और महबूबा का बेमेल गठबंधन है। जितनी जल्दी ये समाप्त हो, कश्मीर की जनता के उतना ही हित में है। जिस तरह से दोनों ने मिलकर के वहां आतंकवाद को बढ़ाया है, मामूली आदमी की जिंदगी में खराबी लाई है, उसके लिए दोनों ही पार्टी बराबर की जिम्मेदार है।
Naresh Agarwal and all the leaders of the Samajwadi Party must take care of their leaders like Azam Khan. Those have already created an atmosphere of vicious in Uttar Pradesh. Anti-national forces raised their head during the regime of Samajwadi Party. As far as our government is concerned, we have neutralized more than 60 terrorists in last 10 days, and massive hunt operation is being carried out in Kashmir Valley.
what he has expressed means he doubts the capability of the state chief minister. You must accept that Naresh Agarwal or anybody in Delhi knows that daughter of Mufti is not Mufti. She has failed, she has collapsed, and another reason for her failure is her company, that is BJP.
Meanwhile, the Tamil Nadu government is in trouble over the RK Nagar by-polls. The Election Commission has directed an FIR be filed against Tamil Nadu Chief Minister E. Palanisamy, Health Minister Vidya Bhaskar and AIADMK Deputy General Secretary TTV Dinakaran. This is in response to an RTI query demanding a probe into the cash for vote scam that struck AIADMK after a video showing AIADMK leaders bribing voters went viral. And more news coming in from Tamil Nadu now, where protesting farmers have received help from an unlikely corner, superstar Rajnikant. Tamil Nadu Farmers Association chief met Rajnikant, who promised to donate 1 crore rupees as aid to their cause. However, the farmers rejected the money, asking him to direct it to the Prime Minister. The Tamil Nadu farmers called off their protests earlier this month, giving the government a 2-month deadline to meet their demands. All right, we're getting some news now that India have lost the match to Pakistan in the Champions Trophy final. In fact, the final wicket was taken just moments ago. Remember, this was pretty much a non-starter as far as India is concerned. Right from the very beginning, we lost our first wicket when we had not scored even a single run. And since then, most of the batting firepower that we had did not really budge. As far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan, in fact, were made to bat first, and they put up a remarkable total of 339 for India to chase, which obviously India could not do. This is Pakistan's first ICC Champions Trophy win. Some questions will be raised as far as the Indian captains and the Indian team's performance. However, remember, this is the Indian team, which is a pretty confident team. It has won a lot of laurels for the country. Today was certainly not their game. The pictures that we seem to be getting at this moment is that the Pakistani team immediately offered prayers. They are in a huddle. They are celebrating their first ever ICC Champions Trophy win. Ayaz Memon now joins us with all the latest. Ayaz, it's a great moment for Pakistan, but perhaps a point of reflection for India.
Yes, I think when they look back on this match, they will see a lot of mistakes perhaps that they made, the first amongst them. Perhaps now in hindsight, because in hindsight vision is 2020, that they would have been perhaps better off batting first and setting a target for a batting team which has looked wobbly through the tournament. But of course, on this day, they just got the better of the Indian bowling to the extent that they made 338, which is always going to be daunting. And then the Indian batting completely muffed up the run chase, with Mohammad Amir bowling a splendid opening spell and reducing the top order into tatters.
Ayaz, will this perhaps reflect as far as the Indian team's confidence is concerned? Because, I really doubt. This is otherwise a very, very confident Indian cricket team, which has, as I said, won a lot of laurels.
It'll hurt very badly. Certainly tonight, maybe for a few days more. But the pace at which international cricket is played today, the itinerary, they fly off to the West Indies in a few days' time, in a couple of days' time, another series begins. At the end of the day, I think one must say that the Indian team has been so consistent and so good over the last 24 months that, while this defeat was unexpected, it doesn't take away from what this team has achieved. I think one must bear that in mind. Much as it's very disappointing to all Indian cricket supporters, one can't rubbish a team which has done so well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just had a bad day, a very bad day, and I'm sure that there are some lessons to be learned from this.
As they say, there's always another game to be played another day. We are stopping for a short break at this moment now on Face Off at 9. But on the other side, a comprehensive broadcast on this cricket match, the Champions Trophy final. Back in a moment.